Good morning. It's Carolyn and back in the crapper again. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? The power has gone off 2 more times since the last video. And for some reason, that same Coldplay concert, different creators take on that event. I'm sorry, I will say it again. I'm not real certain it's extremely newsworthy, but all right, I'm always going to take the tinfoil hat viewpoint if there is one. And you know what? There's even one here. What are the chances that the spotlight randomly picked them out? Two people that are well known in certain circles, certainly not the circles that most of us participate in, but enough that it made a difference. So, who was the girl that was there with them? Oh, I'm going to sneeze. It would happen. All right, I promise. This month is going to be the month I'm going to learn to edit. Darn it. But back to my derailed train of thought. The woman that was there with him that got real red in the face, who is she exactly, and what part does she play in this? Is she the excuse that the HR lady used to get out of the house all night? Or could she have potentially been the one to tip somebody off to shoot the camera up in that direction? Because out of all of us poor slobs that might or might not be at that concert, granted, I guess the tickets that they got were definitely not considered nosebleed, even though they were way up there. They were probably the expensive tickets. And they were doing a whole lot of performing before the light was actually cast on them. Is it possible, though, because it just so happened to hit two wealthy people, that it would matter for them being caught on the cam? It couldn't have been two people dating that were single, or two just poor slobs that wouldn't be taking such a hard hit for being busted out like that. And people cheat on each other all of the time. Their significant others are, of course, the instant outrage, because most of the time the cheaters don't get busted out in such a grand finale as this one. So I guess it is going to draw some attention. But they're acting all, well, the marriage is definitely over. Marriages have stuck together over bigger obstacles, folks. I guess she is not pregnant. There are people that have had whole other families and stayed together. I watched the crime shows. I even saw a man who stayed with a woman that tried to him in the night. I mean, I know it's an extreme embarrassment and the publicity, but while you're dropping the big lawsuit words on each other, why not drop one on the media? Why is the media going after this like it's something worth chasing? I mean, if you look around us, I don't mean to sound like Donald Trump with the Epstein list, but there are some other stuff going on right now that might be worth covering. I'm not saying that it is to deflect from something else going on, but in a way, these two millionaires that got busted, I don't know, are you a millionaire if you're in HR? It used to not pay that much, darn. But and I know that the significant others that now get to play the victim, everybody, this is what's so sad about this country, everybody's scrambling to get that title of victimhood. Why not scramble to get the title of winner, untouchable, unscathed, or unbothered? To me, those are kind of the better titles, but what do I know? Nothing. That's just why I'm a poor old lady sitting here in the crapper filming and talking to air while I have a cat outside the door. I still got all those baby kittens, by the way, if anybody wants them. well, I'm not giving them to just anyone. I'm going to keep one of them because there's one of them that has selected me. I was so afraid that was going to happen. But, you know, if you've ever kind of taken care of baby kittens, and sometimes there's one that comes in and is extra cute, you know, is like and hanging out in your room all the time. You end up keeping that one. But anyway, back to the topic. If my lights go out yet one more time, I hope I don't turn YouTube back on to come back to another of the Coldplay things. Yeah, it's a terrible embarrassment for this couple. It was kind of dumb and silly. And I was right. If you saw that last video, I said, I bet Coldplay is going to stop this panning the audience thing. Yes, that was part of when I turned the computer back on, that's what they were saying. We are going to, in the future, eliminate this part of our show. Yeah, you think? So far I've heard nobody is attempting to go after Coldplay. But I tell you, does it seem like a little bit too much of a weird coincidence that as they're panning around, they do manage to get this astronomer, which I guess is a millionaire, and this woman and head of HR, which, you know, you would expect that, you know, she really, seriously, both of them should be held to higher standards. But I don't know that I would quit over that. I mean, hey, you know, I love Donald Trump, and I'd vote for him the 4th time. I would, and I know you're all gonna go, oh, maybe I kind of liked her until she said that. Hey, we all have a preference, you know. That's mine. I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna. Well, maybe I should have quit apologizing for it, but he's a bit of a player. Then you got Obama with all of that other stuff going on, which people are saying that the only reason they're looking at this silly concert thing is that nobody's talking about indicting Obama. You guys, I'll make another prediction. Ain't nothing gonna happen to nobody. You know, there are untouchables. They're gonna sing that little song, you know, the same familiar song, nobody is above the law. That's not true. People like you and I are not above the law. Them, I mean, you know what could be hot in their hand, Miss Hillary, and still, there'd be no outcome. There'd be nothing. You know it. Sometimes I think they're just operating a soap opera for us mere mortals to be entertained. Nothing's going to happen to anybody. It's going to be like if they were soap opera stars. You know how something bad and tragic happens to a soap opera star, and then like a month later they come back again like nothing ever happened? It's same thing here, but I guess it gives us something to talk about, right? But anyway, I don't really want to talk about it anymore. But anyway, I hope you are having a blessed, what day is it? Friday. It is officially Friday, and that means nothing to me. You know what? I need something. I need a schedule or something in my life. I need something different, and not necessarily talking about all this garbage. But anyway, we'll decide what does anybody have an idea what they think is going to happen to the Coldplay couple? Am I the only person that think they had some real chemistry? It is wrong of me. The cheaters though have real chemistry. Yeah, you know, what is it? Remember that old song, Will It Go Round in Circles? I want a song that has no morals. Let the bad guy win every once in a while. I think they had good chemistry. And if they needed it out in the open, well, oh, honey, it couldn't be any more out in the open than it is right now. I mean, we're like, you know, taking votes on it. But it is sad and embarrassing. But we wouldn't, keep in mind, we wouldn't all be laughing at it if not for the media. Why don't you guys turn on the media and while you're turning on each other? Because they're the ones putting it out there. They play the music. We dance. Alrighty now. Have a great day.